A very warm welcome, Swarali, to our part three of Psychology Careers Unlocked series. And I'm really glad and thankful both to you for being here as a guest today and sharing so much of knowledge for all our students of psychology and even the parents who actually have children who are interested in the psychology field. So I'll just give a brief introduction of Swarali. Swarali is a trauma informed psychotherapist, educator, and researcher. She holds an MSc in Occupational and Business Psychology from Kingston University, London, with 5.5 years of experience across corporate, social, disability sectors, and private practice. She focuses on inclusive, person centered psychological care. As a collaborative researcher, she has worked with the Ariza Foundation and is a research mentor and an ex visiting faculty at Flame University, Pune. She has also presented an international conference in the Philippines on invisible disabilities. So, wow, that's an amazing bio, actually, Swarali. I am so honored to have you on our series, actually. So, I'll quickly put
Thank
on
you
my
for having
first
me.
question for you. That is, since I just read that you have done a degree in business psychology, so, like, I would like to ask you, like, can a degree in psychology be applied to the corporate sector, firstly?
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Radha, for the warm welcome and the introduction. Really appreciate and thanks for having me here. It is a great question that can we apply psychology to corporate? One word answer, yes, we can. But like you see that my education is master's in occupational and business psychology. So
Mhm.
this means that there is an entire course out there. In fact, multiple universities offer it in India as well as outside India, where we study how to apply the principles and the basics of psychology in workplace settings. So this can be corporate, this can be manufacturing industry, this can be any possible industry out there. It is related, it focuses on employment or employees well-being, it focuses on careers, it
Yeah.
focuses on having our own private practices like consultancies. So all
Okay.
these factors which are related to a workplace or a profession of a person fall under business psychology, or in India it is known as IO, industrial and organizational
Yes.
psychology.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. So, like, you call yourself a trauma informed therapist, right? So, like, what is the meaning of trauma? If a layman asks you, like, what is the meaning of trauma informed in simple words?
Okay, this is a very great question. Let's begin there. Sometimes it becomes difficult even for us therapists to define trauma in lay language, but I'll try my best today. So, for instance, uh, a kid is crying,
Mhm.
okay, and the mother is busy doing something, or she's gone to her job and she's just not around, and the
Mhm.
baby needs something at this point, right? So what happens is, since the mother may not be available for all the right reasons,
Mhm.
the need of the kid does not get met. And this need could be physical, could be emotional, could be mental. Yes, mental needs also. um,
Mhm.
the thing is that since the need is not met, there is something that the kid perceives as primarily negative.
Mhm.
Okay, and this can happen. I'm not saying it always happens, but this can happen. When this happens consistently, the kid broods a feeling which could be of neglect, which could be ki, oh, why is my mother not around? What is happening? I am crying, I need something, and I'm not getting it. Right? So this we might call it petty or tiny, but this itself, that not meeting a need, is called trauma. So this is just
Mhm.
one example of trauma. So
Oh,
this is basically and trauma can be experienced by kids, toddlers, babies, teenagers, adults, like anyone and everyone. So trauma informed is basically when a therapist is offering therapy, are they aware of different types of traumas that a person or a baby can go through and be considerate of that lens while offering therapy?
Okay.
I
Okay.
hope that makes sense.
Yes, yes, definitely. It was very well explained, and I think most of the people would be able to understand this now. And definitely, even the such minor things also affect a human being, you can say,
Totally.
like from normal terms, if we actually see trauma, अगर हम सोचते हैं तो हमको लगता है कि trauma means कुछ बहुत बड़ा सा कुछ हो गया है, उसको trauma बोलते होंगे
Right?
in normal language, if a person
Yeah.
sees that way. But it is not that way actually. So thank you for clearing that particular myth for others. Okay.
Thank you. And in
So
fact, I'm glad you brought it up. Just one thing before we go ahead.
yeah,
Trauma for adults can be very different as compared to trauma for children. For instance, a major accident, or the people who are in army, like seeing deaths in front of their eyes, or for instance, maybe doctors as well who see deaths quite often than the other
yeah,
medical professionals. So
yeah,
this is one type of trauma. But of
yeah.
course, a child is going to experience it way more differently. It could be
Hmm.
physical trauma, it could be emotional, it could be psychological, it could be sexual trauma as well.
Yes,
So there are multiple ways in which a person can experience trauma, and that person, like, it does not discriminate on age, gender, sex,
definitely.
or just anything, caste, religion, nothing. Everyone and anyone can experience trauma at any point in their life.
Okay, okay. And that is actually where psychotherapy comes in for help. So
You're
it's
right.
great that we have people like you helping people to come out of such trauma. Yeah.
Trying
So
my best.
let's move ahead now. That is, now you said that you are also a researcher. Now,
Hmm.
many psychology students, they feel that research is too academic or, not for them. So, like, how would you demystify this particular fact for them, like research part for them?
So once again, I think it's a very important question because research, like you said, is perceived as too academic, or we have some preconceived misconceptions where we just hear about it and we make our minds about it. But
Mm-hmm.
frankly speaking, research is way more emerging and evolving field in psychology globally, but also in India, because a lot of students are now being exposed to research right in their bachelors. Previously it was a requirement only for the masters, but
Yes,
as times are going ahead, which is very fortunate for the field of psychology,
yeah,
a lot of students also have to undertake research in their undergraduation, which
yes,
advances the field as long along with the skills and knowledge of the students as well.
yes,
So I think too academic is you just not knowing what research is. It could be a
yeah,
misperception, it could be misinformation, it could be just lack of awareness, lack of
mm-hmm.
knowledge that you have about something. But
Yes,
with the right guide, with the right supervisor, with the right professor or a
mm-hmm.
research mentor, I don't think any research is too much or too academic. Of course it requires a different skill set, like critical thinking, academic writing, or
Yeah,
reading is a skill. And I have to
yes,
mention this
yes,
because
definitely,
nowadays, along with social media, I think we are losing a track of reading. But
totally,
if
totally.
people want to get into research, reading is a skill. Like, there are different types of reading. There's something called skimming, there's something called reading, there's something called data mining, and all of these are types of reading. And what we need for research is all these types, because we use it wherever necessary, wherever relevant. So
Yes, yes,
of course, like, I feel I'm a bit biased towards research because I'm a researcher myself. But
mm-hmm.
I think research is a whole new arena in the field of
Yeah,
psychology, especially in India, which is booming like anything.
yes,
And if you're scared to do research alone, there's always a chance that you collaborate with another researcher who is maybe more experienced, or
okay,
maybe a senior in the field, or an experienced professional who will be able to guide you, who will be able to handhold you through your
mm,
first few experiences in research. So if you're worried about what is research and how am I supposed to do it, well, I think that's sorted. That's the last thing you should be worried about.
Okay, okay. That's great to know actually. And after hearing this, even some students would really come out of that particular academic mindset which they have about research. So that's
For
really
sure.
nice. Yeah. So, can you share some beginner friendly ways in which, undergrad or postgrad students can get involved in research, like without formal labs or any kind of funding as well?
Yeah, for sure. So there are a lot of already existing, currently ongoing researches which are happening in and around the educational institutions that we could be a part of. So,
Mhm.
for example, the professors of any XYZ university, along with teaching, they might also be involved in research. Or there are different research oriented organizations out there who
Mhm.
constantly are engaged in conducting research, generating reports, publishing the papers, and all of these research related activities which you could approach to get,
Okay.
minor experiences, like, maybe try only data collection once, try only helping with the writing first. Anything that you are interested in research,
Oh,
you can pick
okay.
one area of your choice and just
Yes.
try it out. And
Yes.
for instance, there are a lot of independent individual researchers or collaborative researchers such as myself who
Hmm.
offer opportunities for students like internships, volunteerships, or even
Great.
research assistants.
Great.
These are the positions which expose students to research. These
Yeah.
are the
Yeah.
positions which give hands-on experience to students about research, and then they can decide whether this is something which is for them or not. So
Yeah.
if you look out, there is an ocean of opportunities for you, but you just
Yes.
have to look for the right thing
Yes.
at the right place. And
So,
if you
like,
have
it's
any
like when
questions,
a
feel free to drop me an
person,
email.
okay, okay, that's great. So, it's like when a person wants to learn direction, that person can act as an assistant director. So, the person can actually
Absolutely.
act as
Absolutely.
an assistant
Yes.
researcher as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Totally.
Yes. So, do you think research in psychology in India is evolving fast enough? And what gaps do you see over here? And how can students contribute?
Okay, so yes, the research in psychology in India is evolving like crazy. The amount of people now being a part of the field of psychology itself is increasing. A lot of universities and colleges have introduced masters or bachelors in psychology, along with
Yes.
already existing traditional fields like,
Yeah.
law, engineering, biotech, or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So of course there's a lot more opportunity, which also indicates that there's a lot more research ongoing.
Yeah.
And oh, this is a good idea to mention. There are a lot of top tier institutions like IIM, IIT, or private universities which fund researchers to take the field ahead. So of
Okay.
course the answer is yes, India is evolving in case of psychology research. And as for the gaps, frankly speaking, these gaps are where people hesitate to, be a part of research because of a lot of barriers, maybe internal or external. So
Yeah.
we need more people to be a part of this so that, India also can be one of the leading countries in the world
Definitely.
globally to
Yes.
accentuate the entire field of research and psychology. So there are a lot of foundations out there which are private, which are semi-private, or which are public, which conduct research and need students to be a part of it for
Okay.
multiple opportunities.
Great.
Because, and the last part of your question, that how can students contribute, I think
Yeah.
my question is how can students not contribute? So many
Yeah.
students will have different interests, different skill sets, different
Yes.
areas of
Yes.
knowledge, and I am pretty sure that every student will find minimum 2 to 3 places at one
Mm.
time where they
Mm.
can contribute with their existing skill set and knowledge. All
Definitely.
we need is, the thing is, I think one great gap is On a side there are researchers, and on this side there are students, but they are not connected with each other. That is the gap.
Great. Yes. I think what you
So
are saying
there
is
is
very
need,
true.
there is supply.
Yeah.
And I think we need more students to be proactive, or keen about these things, and we are already willing to give them opportunities, because we need the help from the students, because I
Yeah.
think only the students who have done their bachelor's at least will know and understand the pain of finding subjects for our experiments and data
Yeah.
collection. it
Yes,
I think
actually.
psychology is that one field जिसमें सब्जेक्ट मिलना सबसे मुश्किल काम है.
Actually.
Like we will
You're
write
very true.
long answers for any question, but finding one subject for one experiment, I think that's the biggest
Yeah.
task.
Yeah.
So
One
having
gap,
said that, there are
like,
opportunities.
yes, yes, definitely. One gap which I have also observed is like, can you tell something about the plagiarism part, which happens a lot in India? Like, if you
Mhm.
talk about research, so I have seen like people are, I don't know why they cannot contribute their own thing to this, they will not, they just want to get the degree. That is the main reason of one of the biggest gaps over here. Because hard work वाली जो चीज होती है वो कहीं ना कहीं लोग थोड़ा सा lightly लेते हैं and they feel
Yeah.
कि yeah. So I think we
Like
must have
I'm
observed
really,
that.
yeah, it's a very valid point. It's like
Yes,
it's a very big problem as well. So I want to tell students that when we conduct research, there's something known as research ethics. And
yes,
research ethics
exactly.
is just a few guidelines, a few ground rules that everyone in the field of research follows, so that
Hmm.
things like plagiarism do not happen. Plagiarism, simply put, is stealing other people's work. That's all. And
Yeah,
which in itself, like thievery, is not good, and we all know it.
yeah,
You wouldn't steal anyone like else's other things, then why steal their
yeah,
work? It is
actually,
as good as intellectual property.
bilkul.
When people create original research, it is
Yes,
their intellectual property, they own it.
yes,
So
exactly.
giving the due credit to
Bilkul.
whoever work you're referring to is
Yeah,
absolutely crucial.
yeah. Yes. So, yes, I think that was a very important point to put up. So I just put this up. But now moving to
So
the
I'm
last
glad you
question.
brought it up.
Yeah, Swarali.
Okay.
So, like the last question which I would like to put up for today is like, what's your one piece of advice for a psychology student who says, I'm interested in research, but I don't know where to start?
Keep your eyes and ears open, find the right opportunity at the right place, and reach out. Just reach out. Cold emails, WhatsApp messages, please don't harass with calls. But jokes apart, but the thing is that reach out, seek what you want, and there are opportunities. Most of the times I think we hold ourselves back because of fears, or anxiety कि मिलेगा या नहीं, होगा या नहीं. My point is, just go try. You will never know if you never try. So whatever misconceptions or fears you have about it, talk to the right person. I had read this somewhere. If you want
Mhm.
to go mountaineering, do not take advice from someone who stays at home. And I
Yes,
think that is the best thing that has stuck to me so far. कि if you
exactly.
want to do research, you talk to a researcher to understand better about
Yeah,
that
yeah,
area. You
yeah,
don't talk to a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer for that matter, please.
yes,
Okay, nothing against engineers, but do not talk to people outside of the field if you
yeah,
want to do something that you already know of. They are not the right people to give you right information.
that's so beautiful what you have told just now. It's actually really a very valid point. And but people do have this habit of actually talking to somebody who's very easily accessible, although that person would not be
Yes.
from that particular field. Yes.
Correct,
So,
correct. And it does not, when we have physical pain, we will not go take advice from a lawyer. We will go to a doctor. Then
yeah.
why not follow the same logic? It is very simple logic. Ki what you want to do, you go and talk to a professional in that field.
Yes, yes, exactly. Okay, so with this, I end with my answers and I'll just